Sparking blue Vegeta, right? Yeah, so Vegito. So let's see. Main ability, randomly destroys one own card, draws ultimate card next, restores one health by 20, key by 50, 40% damage inflicted for 20 time counts. Pretty solid, pretty generic. Here's what is that? I know it's kind of weird seeing it because it's like everything is kind of like in little bullet points, but no, just bear with us. So it seems that Blue Vegito, his first unique ability is applies the following effects to self when his character is in the battlefield. 50% of damage inflicted cannot be stacked. Pretty solid. That's like the new standard, like 45, 50. That's like the new standard for most units. Yeah. So reduces damage received by 30% for 15 time counts. Yeah, that's pretty common now to give a lot of these units like mini sustained damage cuts, even if their defensive stats aren't good. It just helps them have a lot more longevity. So there's that. Nullifies on attribute downgrades in abnormal condition for 50 time accounts. Oh, so he comes into the match and he automatically just takes away all attribute downgrades. That's good. That's actually really good. That's good. That's actually really solid. Just to come in and just not have to worry about being paralyzed or fainted or anything like that. That's solid. Draws a special art cards next. All this when he comes in. So that sounds pretty solid. So the second unique ability, 30% of damage inflicted for the battle star versus wait, what? 30% of damage inflicted from the Battlestar versus Fusion Warriors. So he gets extra damage when going up against a Fusion Warriors. Is that supposed to be like an anti-Zamasu type mechanic? I see. I don't know. That may be worded wrong, but that may be exactly what it seems. But we'll see. That sounds pretty solid if it is. Applies our following effects to allies depending on the battle style when this character switches to standby. Oh, so he's a mini support unit. Who has a passive like this? The Red Android 18, she has a passive like this, right? Where she gets different buffs depending on what type you are. Okay, so they actually gave him that type of mechanic. They say that this buff might only be limited to fusion and god key allies, possibly. So keep that in mind. So melee types, when Vegito switches to standby, they will get 40% of strike damage for 50 time accounts. Range types, 40% of blast damage. Support types get increased or draw speed by 1 for 15 time accounts. Okay, that's actually pretty solid. Oops. Do they have any support types? I don't know. Defense type, gain attribute upgrade, minus 30 to enemy sustained damage cut. Okay. That's pretty solid. That's unique. That's really unique. I thought they were just gonna give him like I don't know, defense or maybe just more blast or something like that. But they gave him attribute upgrade to make them do more damage, sustained damage. So that's pretty solid bust that Blue Vegito is giving there. So he does more. Applies the following effects to self when faced with an enemy depending on the battle style. Melee types, he gets 40% to strike damage for 50 time counts. Range types, 40% to blast damage for 15 time counts. Support types, increases our draw speed type. Wait, what? Wait. So when he goes up against certain enemies, so he gives these buffs when he goes into standby to a god key in Fusion Warriors, and he also gains these buffs if he's going up against these same type of characters. Oh, okay. So if he's going up against a support type character, he's going to be getting increased R draw speed type 1. Defense type character to get sustained damage cut minus to that, so he can hit through damage cut. And then if he's going up against a melee type, he's going to be able to stack a lot of strike damage. What does he strike? Melee? I didn't actually check to see what type he was. If he was strike, I think he was on the strike or blast. It's one of them. Strike effect, strike impact with blast the armor, so his strike has blast armor. Restores own key by 50 on hit. Inflicts enemy with attribute downgrade minus health restoration for 3 time counts. Draw a art sword. Damn. Extra move can cancel attribute downgrades on hit, upgrades on hit. Inflicts enemy with attribute downgrades, 20% damage fees for 15 time counts, possibly a combo starter. Inflicts on enemy with no switching with his special move for 3 time counts. Inflicts and damn, bro. Super Vegito, bro. He's Blue Vegito sounding stacked. You gotta take him out. All the damage he's gonna be able to get, especially look, he's getting all these from when he's going up against certain types. So he's gonna be able to. So he's gonna be like a mixed bag between like he's just a pure offensive character with a little bit of a support type passive. Like he's gonna be able to be really just switch between blast and strike a lot. Damn, bro. Damn, his ultimate. So he gets nullifies enemy special cover change when activating his ultimate, and he's anti-endurance. Jeez, it's kind of honestly just about what you expect from an LF and from Blue Vegito. But damn, bro. Oh, Blue Vegito is a powerful ass unit. That's all I'm saying. He's just all around gonna be good defensively. No matter strike, blast, honestly, he's just gonna be able to dish out crazy amounts of both. Really, really good so far. Sounded really, really good. So this is Ray's Trunks here. So Ray's Trunks' main ability draws ultimate moves, removes opponent's buffs on activation, destroys hits on hand, 35% to damage reduction for 20 time counts, 60% to damage inflicted for 15 time counts. Ooh, that's a lot of damage. I mean, keep in mind it's only 50 time counts, but still that's a lot of damage. Unique ability, cover change, 30% to damage reduction, combo reset. Okay, so this is kind of unclear here. Make sure. Most likely sub count reduction when enemy uses Rise Rush. Okay. Okay, on switch, 20% to damage reduction for 20 time counts. Yeah, so he's just gonna be really tanky. 20% to damage inflicted against God Key and regeneration. Okay, so they made him anti-God Key and regeneration, but they didn't like super stacky like crazy. But keep in mind the fact of mind he's able to get 60% damage inflicted. He just naturally does a lot of extra damage to God Key and regeneration. He's gonna be able to do some solid damage to some like diffuse Zamasu and Vegito Blue, so pretty solid there. When the fighter or ally takes damage from strike, blast, special move, 10% to damage inflicted cannot be canceled. Stackable up to 6 times. Okay. When this fight, every time he takes a hit from anything, a strike, takes damage from a strike, blast, special, he's able to stack his damage up to 60%. 60% damage inflicted, and that cannot be canceled when this fighter or an ally takes damage from. So this is crazy because this applies to him and it applies to the 2 other people that you're gonna bring alongside him. So even if they take damage from strike, blast, or special moves, if this is correct, if this is right, and there's no errors in this, he's going to be able to get a max of 60% damage inflicted on top of the damage that he already does to Gaki, plus the 60 that he can get from his main ability. Rage Trunks is going to be nasty, bro. Damn. Yo, Rage Trunks is going to be nasty. Damn, bro. 10% to damage inflicted for this character and future hybrids. For future or hybrid allies for 25 time accounts. Draw a green card next once. Extra move, 50% damage inflicted. This is his green card, I think. Removes all attribute downgrades, healed by 50% of max HP. Special move, 2 to substitution count for 20 time accounts on hit. That's it for Rage Trunks. Damn, bro. Like, we had a prediction off of his kit just from using him, but actually hearing it and like seeing it is like 2 completely different things, bro. Damn. So here we have Sparking Zamasu. He's next. His main ability: recover 20% of health, recover ki by 40, 100% to penetrate damage cut for 50 time account. So he just, this is why a lot of defensive units, they kind of switch the whole sustained damage cut, like cover type thing, because sustained damage cut just don't do it anymore. There's too many units now that just break through damage cut like it's nothing. So draws ultimate move. So Fuse Zamasu's unique ability is 15 timer counter lapse on cancelable, 40% damage inflicted. Okay. 30 timer counter lapse, 1 increase our draw speed on cancelable. Okay, so yeah, he's gonna get stronger. They said this, but he's gonna get stronger later on in the match. But that's good because these 2 attributes, they're not cancelable. So after 30 timer counts, he'll get permanent increase our draw speed by 1 and 40% damage inflicted. Really, really good. 50 time counts, -5 to all card reduction. That's really, really good. That's all arts cards. All arts cards. So that's blasting and strikes. That's good. 30% to damage if do or do not on clear have Zamasu or Goku like character as an ally. Oh, okay, so he gets more blast damage if he may have it may only be limited to having a Zamasu or Goku Black on that team as an ally. So there's that. So it seems like they're trying to set up like a villain Gaiki type setup there. Okay. His second unique ability: when enemies combos end, recover health per second for 30 time accounts plus 20% damage inflicted. Cannot be canceled. Stack up to 4 times. When enemy combo ends, recover health per 30 counts, 20% damage inflicted. Cannot be canceled. Okay. So him being regen, of course, he has some type of healing ability. They always got to get these healing abilities to these regen units, so that's kind of expected. It's not too crazy though, but definitely still pretty solid. So you will be able to know, I ain't gonna tank decently, but he's gonna have a lot of longevity because of the healing. 40% to damage reduction for on cover cut, nullify combo if cover is a strike card. So basically he has a cover chain, special cover chain that can stop strike cards on pretty solid stuff. And he gets a 40% damage reduction. So he's able to he only gets that, it seems, only if he gets the special cover rescue. So there's that. His green card, on activation, 3 of the following characters effects will occur. He has one of those RNG type green cards. Alright, so he may get regain ki by 40, 20% to blast damage for 20 time accounts, gains immunity to beat debuffs for 20 time accounts, reduces enemy ki by 40. I mean, these aren't particularly bad, but I've never been a fan of these RNG type green cards. I'd rather just have like a green card that just do 2 or 3 more things, or just do 2 of these things, versus just having it to where it's a random chance. So I'm not really a big fan of his green card there. His special move inflicts enemy with 20% to strike cost for 20 time accounts upon hit. Pretty solid, nothing too crazy. Wait, 20% to strike cost? Yeah, that's pretty solid, nothing too crazy. Let's see, ultimate move. Damage varies depending on number of allies alive. So if he has 3 so he's okay. So his ultimate move is just like meant to just pretty much one shot. Like if he has 3 allies, 30% damage inflicted. 2 allies, 50% damage inflicted. And if it's just him by himself, his ultimate move is just going to do a lot of damage. 70% ultimate damage for 3 time accounts. So pretty solid there. No extra effects on his ultimate move though, surprisingly. Zamasu sounds really solid. Only thing I don't really like about him so far is his green card. So far, he sounds pretty solid. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I already seen a little bit of SSJ4 full power Goku's, because I was actually skimming through this, but I skipped everybody's. It just went straight to this guy's. But I may miss some things. So it was just a quick glance. So SSJ4 full power Goku, main ability, 20% to damage inflicted for 20 time accounts. Draws ultimate move, 30% to blast damage for 30 time accounts, and 1 increase our draw speed for 15 time accounts. Unique ability sounds pretty solid as far as the ultimate move goes. Unique ability on switch, and if any other saves on the team. Okay, so he gets these buffs if it's kind of hard reading this because it's kind of set up a little weird for me. On switch, and if another Saiyan is on the team, he gets 50% to keep. Yes. The thing about GT what made them so good is that good. But I'm sorry, it's a lot of information, and I'm trying to get this as fast as possible, and I'm trying to contain myself, just how crazy some of these units are. On switch, if another Saiyan is on the team, he gets 50 ki on entry. That is good, but that is good because the thing that made GT so good is that they were always so good at extending combos, because they always, like, everybody was able to recover ki somehow, pretty much. That's kind of was their big stick, and they kind of really sticking with that. So this guy with SJ4 Goku, the purple one, is going to be really crazy. He's also really going to be crazy with SJ4 Vegito. Going to be really crazy. Those 3 are going to make a really crazy combo extending, like, ki recovery team. Like, they're always going to have ki in this pocket, and they all have some form of card reduction as well. So really solid, really solid there. That's really what I wanted from SSJ4 Power Goku the most, to be honest, to be some type of ki extender with somewhere his kit. He will blend in on. Now he's gonna just mesh perfectly on GT. So 40% to damage inflicted for 10 time accounts. Per blast card used, he gets 20% damage inflicted for 15 time accounts. So every time he uses a blast card, he gets 20% to damage inflicted. What? Then he gets -4 to blast card for 10 time accounts. Look, man, y'all already know SSJ4 is my favorite form. Depending on how it's looking, I'm definitely probably going to go for this guy first. He's probably going to be my priority, to be honest. I'm not even going to cap it, y'all. Probably this guy, Rage Trunks probably, and Fusing Monster and Rage Trunks probably. Blue Vegito, I mean, I would have for Blue Vegito, but I'm not going to get my hopes up to pull a LF, to be honest. So there's that. Really crazy. So on switching, he gets 15% damage inflicted for 50 time accounts. Draw 1 blast card, 30% to blast damage for 20 time accounts. Then this last part is on clear. So there's some part of his kits that aren't really finished. So extra move, blast armor. Oh yeah. So his green card has a blast armor. This is green card. Applies debuff 20% to impact with damage received for 30 time accounts. That's the same thing that that's kind of like the same green card in a way as Blue Vegito. I mean, not Blue Vegito, Blue Vegeta, the purple one. He kind of has a green card that's able to inflict and make you take more impact damage, which makes you like, it just really just does a lot. Impact is like one of those secret substats that doesn't really, like, a lot of people don't really pay attention to. But when they do that, it just makes for any, like, I think it applies more to strike cards though. Makes them do a lot of damage, but really solid. And it applies for 30 time accounts, and he restores 30 ki. It does not say anything about being chainable here. From the way when we used them, it seemed like it was chainable from when you get to use him in an event, but it may not, may be, but it seemed like it was chainable. Well, so I'm going off that something they may have missed. So his special move, 20% to damage inflicted for 10 time accounts. Destroy blast cards in hand and gives a following effects based on the number of blast cards. Question a special move for 3 time accounts. So we don't know how much damage he gets per blast card, but he gets damage per blast card in his hand, which is pretty solid because he's a blast unit and he's more likely gonna have a blast unit in his hand. So this guy's it seems like you really want to kind of run SJ4 Vegito, or maybe Omega Shenron. And then you kind of just want to run this guy. You really want to run this guy with SJ4 Goku, in my personal opinion, the most. And then probably the third unit is up to you, depending on probably who you're going up against. But yeah, so we don't know how powerful his special move is too yet, because we don't know how much damage he gets per blast card. That's kind of reminiscent of Android 21's, the Majin one, the evil one. That's kind of reminiscent of how her special move works. So he seems like he's just gonna be able to just nuke with his special move if he has a full hand of blast cards, or like just 3 blast cards in his hand. So really solid. Let's see, his ultimate move restores own health by 40 on hit. That's a lot of health for gain. I mean, it seems like that's the only thing it's doing. It might be doing more. Like I said, some of the stuff is still kind of iffy. This stuff is still kind of incomplete. So some of the stuff may not look exactly the same, but most of the stuff is right. So here we have the final sparking for the anniversary, Omega Shenron. So let's just take a look at Omega Shenron, because I'm actually interested to how they're gonna work this guy, right? So his main ability draws ultimate arts card next, restore key by 30, increase damage inflicted for 30 time accounts for 20 time accounts. Pretty solid. Unique ability, add 1 Dragon Ball at the start of battle. Okay, so he's gonna be one of those. It makes sense because he's Omega Shenron and he's literally like a dark reincarnation of Shenron, the Dragon Ball. So it makes sense that he would have something like this in his kit. Add 1 Dragon Ball at the start of the battle. Applies on following effects itself when this character enters the battlefield. 30% to damage inflicted for 15 time accounts. Reduces damage received by 20 for 15 time accounts. Sounds pretty solid. Okay, so unique ability too. So this is a rough translation. So that means some of this stuff may be kind of off. But inflicts damage inflicted by 10. Possibly each time on switch. Okay, so they're not really sure about that first passive, or first part of his passive. Removes 1 Dragon Ball from an enemy, activates twice, of course. So he's gonna be able to get his Roger Ross a little bit faster, and he's gonna be able to slow yours down. So it makes sense. When this character switches out to standby, apply the following effects to tag GT. So he's a GT supporter as well. 15% chance to inflict heavy poison and heavy bleed status ailments on strike and blast cards. Possibly activates only twice. That's possible. Oh no, activates twice. Possibly 20% for himself. Okay. So pretty solid there. A lot of units have immunity to this type of stuff, but it sounds pretty solid all around. When this character switches out to standby, apply the following effects to tag Shadow Dragon allies. 10% to. Okay, so he's kind of a mixture between a Shadow Dragon and a GT supporter. Not really sure how I'm feeling about Omega Shenron so far. He may be the one I have to test out before I get my opinions on him. Extra move, his green card, AoE, inflicts enemy with attribute downgrade, 3 to substitution count, inflicts enemies with attribute downgrade, 20% to damage received for 15 time accounts or hit. Special move, 30% to special move damage, and ultimate inflicted for 20 time accounts. So his special move acts as some of a support type thing, because it also buffs ultimate damage, which is good for all the ultimate type, for all the other units on the team who have ultimates, which is pretty much everybody on GT has ultimates. Well, at least all the SJ4s do, so. His ultimate move, 50% to damage inflicted for 15 time accounts. Inflicts enemy with attribute downgrade, 30% to damage received on hit. And that's it. I'm not going to read EX Gogeta.